What's up everyone, Joseph here. In this video, we're going to take a look at the grammar that is on page 79 of the book. That's page 79 on unit 12. Adjective plus infinitive and noun plus infinitive to give advice, to give recommendations. So what if someone tells you, I have the flu? Um, well, you can tell them you should drink some hot tea. Or you can tell them you should eat some chicken soup. Those are great advice. So this is, we saw this on the last video, the use of should to give recommendations, to give advice. But today we're gonna see another way to recommend things, to give advice. So we can also give suggestions by using an adjective or a noun followed by an infinitive. For example, it's a good idea to drink some hot tea. It's helpful to eat some chicken soup. So here we are using a noun and the infinitive of a verb. And here we are using an adjective and the infinitive of a verb to give the same recommendations we gave up here. Instead of should, we use a good idea. Uh, a good idea to drink uh, instead of should. And instead of should in this one, we use helpful. It's helpful to eat some chicken soup instead of you should eat some chicken soup. So I'm going to remind you to form the infinitive of the verb. You must use to followed by the verb. For example, do. This is the normal form of these verbs. Do, eat, and drink. The infinitive is to do, to eat, and to drink. So you only have to add to before the verb, and that way you create the infinitive. So let's take a look at how uh, we create these sentences. Adjective plus infinitive. Like the rule says, you have to put an adjective before the infinitive to give advice. It's important to take your vitamins. Important, the adjective, to take, the infinitive. It's important to take your vitamins. It's helpful to exercise every day. It's good not to put ice on burned skin. It's recommended not to use the same clothes before washing them. So, yes, to create a negative of a recommendation, you just have to put not before the infinitive. You put not before the infinitive, and you create the negative, a negative recommendation. Um, and in each and every one of these sentences, we use it as the subject. Remember that we always have to use a subject in a proper sentence. If it's an affirmative statement, you have to use it. Um, it's different from imperatives or questions. In imperatives, we don't have to use the subject. And in questions, we put the subject after uh, after the auxiliary or the WH word. But in this sentence, we always have to use a subject, and it refers to the idea. Remember, um, nouns are names of people. Nouns represent people, animals, ideas, and uh, ideas and those things. And it represents the idea we want to communicate. So it's important to take your vitamins. It's the adjective, the infinitive, to take your vitamins. Uh, so now we're gonna take a look at the other form, noun plus infinitive. It's a good idea to take your vitamins. It's common practice to go to the dentist if you have a toothache. It's a good idea not to go running if you have the flu. So in this case, we are using a noun. And you might be thinking right now, well, good is not a noun, good is an adjective. And it's followed by this noun that is idea, right? But the thing is that this is a noun. It's a noun that is formed by an adjective and another noun. In this case, idea. It's a good idea. All of this is part of this noun. It's common practice to go to the dentist if you have a toothache. Common, an adjective, and practice is the noun. But this adjective is part of this noun. So it is treated, the whole thing is treated as a noun. So that is why it's called, this structure is referred to as noun plus infinitive. It's a good idea not to go running if you have the flu. As I explained before, if you want to give a negative idea, you just have to put not before the infinitive. So never put not between to and the verb. You never write this. It's better to not take your medicine without eating first. This is the correct form. It's better not to take your medicine without eating first. It's a good idea to not use antibiotics for cold. No, this is not the correct form. The correct form is it's a good idea not to use antibiotics for a cold. So this is the end of the video. I will see you on the next one.